Well, I'll click the right button eventually. Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. My mind is preoccupied. That's why I can't do anything right now. I'm thinking about too many other things. Got too much going on in the brain and not enough capacity to handle it all. I got a pretty good video for you today, I think, to show you how I put up that scaffolding. But first, I'll tell you that while I was working on that scaffolding and working on the part of the building today, had a visitor show up, pulled through the driveway there and stopped and was looking at the water wheel. Turned out it was Yolanda's other half, Mark. Mark pulled in. If you know, those of you who know who Yolanda is, well, she's a really good singer, and Mark is her other half. Mark informed me that his cancer is back again and that he is presently on chemo. He says he feels really good, and he's going back, leaving in the morning, I think, going back to Pittsburgh for more testing and more things, blood work and stuff. But anyway, sounds like he's staying really busy with all of that, and he's also started a new job, kind of. He's driving the Amish people around. He has a van, and he takes them all over. He takes them to different states and everywhere. He drives them wherever they need to go. So that's kind of what's keeping him busy. He also wanted to stop in because he wanted some help with his metal detector on learning how to use it. He bought the Rico Max metal detector off my website. The other one, I like the Rico Max. I think it's fine. The other one I like a little bit better. The of the inexpensive ones. I forget the other one's name. Green something. I forget now. But anyway, the Rico Max is a good one. It's good, and I gave him some tips on that. It's not. None of it's simple. It depends how deep you want to go into it. I mean, it's basic on its basic level. All you do is turn it on and you start moving around and you'll find metal. I mean, it's pretty simple. But then, when you're trying to figure out a good target from a bad target, that's where it starts to get complicated. And so I try to give him some pointers on that. He also brought me a project, which will probably end up in a future video. The project is not music related, though. It's firearms related. In fact, he had a Marlin 22, and it's missing the little decorative plastic button that goes in it, where you might put in a strap button or a strap lock or whatever you call that thing. Anyway, he wanted me to fill that hole back with a new piece of plastic, and it's kind of a decorative piece. It's a white with black in it. So I said, well, I think I can do that. So so it's on the shelf at the moment, and we'll get to that one of these days and show you that process too. But without further ado, we might as well get into the scaffolding video. It starts off with, the video is about 11 minutes long, I think. And it starts off yesterday where I was, still building the platform. And then it moves into this morning where I'm putting up the handrail and some of that. And then I'll tell you some more updates after the video. So here it is.
Okay, I got some assistants. Sue and my granddaughter Kaylee are gonna try to hold the end of this up with a board. It's gonna be way up there, so you're gonna have to grab the bottom of that board probably. You can help steady it.
On that side.
Hold it there for a second when you look at it. Down just a fraction. Right there. Hold it there for a second. All right, I think you can let go now. Thank you. Okay, the problem is now getting that giant board on that platform. I tried it from the end here, and that ain't happening because I can't get up high enough. So I'm going to try it from inside, and quite honestly, I don't know if I can do that. That board is crazy heavy. I mean, it weighs probably at least half as much as I do. Well, there you go. That was easy. Well, my friends, it's only 4:15, but I'm knocking off. I'm dead. You can see I got those other cross members in up there. There was 4 of them that were missing that tied the front half to the back half of the roof. So the middle 4 cross pieces were out of there. I got those back in. I got that last brace in. There was a brace missing there. So I got that in, got the board set, I got the board nailed down, so it's ready to walk on. I'm sure I could walk on it, no problem. But in the morning, when I'm fresh, I'm gonna try to build the handrail for it first thing. And if that goes well and quick, then I'll start laying, well, actually I have to cut the ends of the rafters off plumb. I have to cut them off plumb. Hopefully to match the other side, although this side looks like they're a little shorter to me, so I don't know what's up with that, but it's what that looks like. I haven't measured them yet, but regardless, I got to cut them off plumb, and then once they're plumb, then I can start laying the 2x6s on there. I want to get all the 2x6s on it within the next day or so, and get the you know, that tar paper roof thing on there, which is really an ice and water shield. It's better than just regular tar paper, but that's basically what it amounts to. At least that'll make it watertight.
Well, there you go. And you would think that might be everything I did this morning, but nope, I did some more. I did get the tails of those rafters cut off plumb, so that you can put a soffit board or whatever, like a fascia board on there. As I was cutting those off is when Mark showed up, and I paused and spent about, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes with Mark, maybe a little more. I'm not sure. Then I had to start, after I got those cut off, then I actually did get the first 2x6 or 2x8 on top of the roof. So that first one is the critical one. You want to get it lined up just right and get the overlap just right. And, you want to make sure it's good and straight and all that, and so that when you get to the top, you're nice and level, you're not off like this, So anyway, I did get the first board on there, and then I got the second board cut, ready to go up there, but I don't have it up there yet. And it got crazy hot. I was sweating through my shirt out there, so probably had nothing to do with the fact that I'm about 17 feet off the ground. I mean, that video from that angle doesn't show how high you are. It's pretty high up. It probably doesn't look too scary in the video, but it makes you kind of think when you're up there. All right, well, let's go to the comments. There was a comment yesterday or maybe day before, but I think it was yesterday. And I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just trying to explain it so that hopefully it's a public service and you don't get hurt. But someone said, if I was you, I would just put screws in that. It's a lot easier than nailing it. Well, the problem is screws aren't very strong. I know they're strong holding wise, but they're not strong on the shear. Shear means, like if you put a lot of heavy weight on it, instead of bending or stretching or giving, they just break. And so screws are not your best choice. I'm not saying they wouldn't hold you. They probably would. But, when you're up 16 feet in the air, probably isn't a good option. One 16-penny nail, I believe the shear strength on it is something like 800 pounds on just one nail. So if you put, and it might be more than that. I even think it might be as much as 1,200. But anyway, I'm fairly sure 800 for sure on a 16-penny nail. So if you put 3 nails in there, well, you got some pretty strong, shear strength for when you're, like if you're walking across there, you don't have to feel too, worried that the nails are going to break off. Where if you put screws in there, yeah, they could break off. I mean, they could. I'm not saying they would. They probably wouldn't with 3 of them in there. But nails are stronger. So just so you know. And a nail gun would have been nice to have there and put some good strong nails in there. But actually, nail gun nails aren't even as big as the 16 pennies that you drive by hand. So when you get right down to it, driving them by hand is probably your best option on something like that. Anyway, Bill Rhodes was the first one in there today, and then Rod Wentler and Joe Nigan, and then Ronald Todd says, good afternoon, Jerry and everyone from the West Bank of New Jersey. Gino Hitch says, Jerry and friends, still raining here in Monroe, Ohio. Just finished plastic welding my trash can. Learned from watching you. Hope you got some safe scaffolding built. Well, I think it's real safe. It feels really good. I am going to do one more thing to the scaffold. I'm going to put a diagonal across the bottoms of some of those braces. And the reason is because when you're walking this way, it still has a little bit of this to it. It's just the feel. I'm not really worried about it. But the fact is, and I'm way over exaggerating. It's just it's just a little tiny bit of quiver this way is all it is. But if you do that a lot, the more quiver you get, then the more it can work loose. So if I put a diagonal brace down across that'll tie that in where it can't go, that way. So just so you know, that's the only other thing I think I am going to do. And I'll probably do that when I go back up there this afternoon. I may wait till the sun goes down, honestly, to go back up there. Although the sun's down right now, it looks like Sue said it's going to start raining again. Oh, she said it's going to rain for several days, which really just sucks canal water. Let's see. David Tharp. Golf balls are a lot like eggs. They're white. They're sold in dozens, and next week you have to buy more. The way I play golf, the next day I have to buy more. It was funny because when I worked at Yellow Pages for a while, I worked there for a few years, and the people there were ate up with golf. I mean, they were literally ate up with it. Everybody there played golf, it seemed like. And so I thought, well, to fit in, I'll try it, And I went out there and I naturally had it. I mean, I really did. I could hit it as far as just about the best player out there. As far as hitting it the distance, I could nail it, man. I could just send that ball forever. But then they all had to get in on it and say, well, yeah, but you need to do it this way, and you need to do that, and you hold it this way, hold it that. After they got done with me, I couldn't hit it 20 feet. It was messed up, man. I mean, I seriously, before they started messing with me, I could hit it way. They were all impressed. They couldn't believe how far I could hit the ball. And they thought they were going to help me. So, well, there you go. It did, and it just kind of went downhill from there. Donald Matthews, Itchy Boots, that's some good camel. That's some good camel. I remember she did something with the camel. What? Yeah, I don't remember now. I remember watching it, and I know there were quite a few camels in there in the video. Bill Webb, good afternoon, Jerry and friends. And then after we went live, Ronald Todd was the first one in there. And then David Tharp says, the difference between Northern fairy tale and a Southern one, the Northern tale begins with once upon a time, while the Southern starts with y'all ain't gonna believe this. And that is kind of true. There is some kind of truth to that. And then moving on down, Dottie's praying for Mark, and thank you, Dottie, for all the prayers. And I'm sure Mark needs the prayers. Yeah, it's sad to have that C word, They operated on him and on his lungs and stuff, and then it came back. So they didn't want to operate again. They felt like it would just come back again, and so that's why they're doing the chemo thing. He says the good news is he still feels good. He says, though, the chemo's really making him itch, like his hands itch real bad, his feet itch real bad, stuff like that. That chemo stuff is some nasty stuff, man. Sue was allergic to it, very allergic. It almost killed her. I mean, I never saw anybody get as sick as Sue got, ever. Never seen anybody get that sick and live. I mean, anybody that's ever been that sick that I've seen died. I don't know how she pulled through it. I expected her to die in the middle of the night the one night. It was bad. And it was all from the chemo. Bill Webb, those are called bullseye inlays. Common misconception is that's where you put your sling stud. Well, I just would have assumed that's what it was for too. I mean, I didn't know. I never put a sling on a rifle ever. But had I, Mark said the same thing. He said that that's not where you put your sling. But apparently somebody did, and they pulled out the inlay. But anyway, I'm going to put the inlay back. But I've never put a sling on a rifle. I never felt like I needed one. I just carry it in my hand. Don Nice, hi Jerry and friend. I'm glad you have your blue shirt on. Any way you can turn off the rain. We got 3 inches last night and today. Well, I'd like to turn off the rain. I need to turn it off here. If anybody does know a way, let me know. No, yeah, the blue shirt. Well, glad you like it. Let's see. Hugh O'Connor, a more than heroic performance. That water wheel outflow noise over gravel would really annoy me. I guess that's what makes the world go round. We all have different ideas and things. For me, I like it. I think I could sleep right next to it. And then I think Bruce Ducker says, it puts me to sleep. Bill Webb, my friend, has offered to rent me the front part of his shop to work on guitars. Very reasonable rent that I'm sure I can exceed once people find out I'm there. Well, good luck with it. I hope it really works out for you. That would be awesome. Scott Roberts, exercise makes you look better naked. So does tequila. It's your choice. And then Bruce Ducker says, I'm way too old for exercise. So I guess that leaves only one option for you there, Bruce. But I think you knew that already. Let's see. Scott Roberts, English is weird. How can you drink a drink, but you can't food a food? Now I got to think about that one all afternoon. Doggone it anyway. Let's see. There's Randy Rogers says, Rangerog is what I've always called it. It's making me nervous just watching you work on the scaffold. What a job. Well, if you could see from the other direction pointed down it, you'd even be more nervous. It's a long way down there. It really is. You saw on that one end where, the girls were helping me there, how high I was up that's a 17-foot ladder, and I had it pretty much extended out. Yeah, it's a long way up. Trust me. Let's see. Ronald Todd says, Jerry, pretty soon you'll have to put a little pine tree on the top of the roof. Yeah, like the steel workers do on those big projects. They always put a little cedar tree up there at the top. Brian O'Grady, makes me nervous watching 70-year-olds scramble up there. Well done. I don't feel nervous about it too much, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not good with heights, don't get me wrong, but as far as getting up there and getting down and all that, it's not too bad. I don't take it for granted. I kind of take my time and make sure I'm doing it, as safe as possible is the best way I can explain it. Sidecar Bob, I would have used nails too, unless I wanted to be permanent, then I would have used both. Yeah. Well, actually, permanent's almost better with nails than screws, because screws you can unscrew real easy. That makes it temporary, the way I look at it. It's just all in how you look at it, I guess. Scott Roberts, sometimes just to annoy my therapist, I'll ask him, so how does my lack of progress make you feel? Let's see. Simon Jardine says, fix or support that board you're walking on, Jerry. I'm worried about that RHS overhang. If it's unsupported, will topple. Well, I don't think you got anything to worry about there, Simon. It's not going anywhere. That's a heavy-duty board, and it's nailed down to the scaffold. I'm pretty sure you could set a horse on there. Don't think you'd have any problem. Bruce Ducker, land surveyors for some reason flock to golf as well. Not this surveyor. They don't make enough golf balls for me. Yeah. Sidecar Bob, by the way, we've been moving the filing cabinets out to the container. It's much easier if you take the drawers out first. Boy, that's the truth. David Tharp, I didn't play golf. I played the ancient Greek game. It's called Hackamus Horribilis. Yeah. Well, I was right there beside you. I'd have moments of brilliance. I really would, because I could hit it far. That wasn't no problem. And the putting, I got better at the putting later. I mean, if I really concentrated on it at that time, I could have done it pretty well. I can't do it now at all. I'm way too stiff in the shoulders from the arthritis and stuff. I couldn't hit it 20 feet now. But at that time, I was probably in my 40s, I guess. Yeah, I was amazed myself how far I could hit it. I could hit it 300 yards. I mean, I really could nail the ball. That wasn't no problem. Ronald Todd, Itchy Boots had camel for dinner one night. Oh, okay. That's what she had. I don't remember that. I don't think what did she, seemed like I remember her having something else that was goat. I think it was goat that I remember her having. But either way, I was going like, yeah, well, I definitely could eat that before I could eat a salad. Unless the salad was just bacon. If it was just bacon, I could eat that salad. Let's see. Chino Hitch. As a retired carpenter, I built a lot of scaffolding, and double head 16s were the best. Yeah, double heads are great because you can pull them back out. I didn't have any of those, and I wasn't going to go get those. but yeah, that's the way to do it. Well, really, double heads are great for anything where you got to take it apart. James Akers, I played military golf, left, right. You could double the yardage on every hole. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't real good on the straight thing either. I was until they messed with me. And once they messed with me, I wasn't any good at the straight thing. It was really weird because I just took to it natural, and I could literally just nail the ball and hit it right where I was wanting to hit it. And then they started messing with me. And every one of them had this, that I should do this and I should do that. It's like, why don't you just leave me alone? If you'd have left me alone, I'd have been fine. But once they started messing with me, I was screwed up. That's probably why they did it. They didn't want me to beat them. Hugh O'Connor, the platform might be 16 or 17 feet high, but your head and eyes are another 6 feet higher. That's for sure. Yeah, that's definitely for sure. Simon Jardine, I didn't see you nail it down. Sorry. No, yeah, I didn't show that, but I did nail the boards down. Yes, they're all nailed down. That is one heavy board, too. Trust me. It's way heavier than it looks. It's really heavy. Yeah, well, if you've ever picked up like a 2x12, which is really only 1.5 by 12 feet long. Well, I mean, you could get them in any length, but and it's about 11.5 inches wide, and it's about 1.5 inches thick and about 12 feet long. That would be the equivalent of what I had there, except that mine's 18 inches wide, it's a full 2 inches thick, and it's green, and it's 12 feet long, and it's the elm. So it's a hardwood, it's a heavy, sucker is heavy, let me tell you. It's heavy. It is really heavy. It was all I could do, man, to get it up there and move it around. In fact, I cut out 90% of that video. You only saw the success part. Yeah, it was really hard. Really hard. Let's see. Scott Roberts, if I'm ever on life support, unplug me, then plug me back in. See if that works. Reboot, in other words, huh? Ronald Todd, Jerry, new Itchy Boots video today. Yeah, there should be one today. It's Wednesday, isn't it? I didn't get to watch that one yet. That's probably what you were referring to, where she ate the camel for... I didn't get to see her video today. I've been solid busy. Simon Jardine, I've never hit a golf ball in my life. Don't feel I'm missing anything. Well, I would say you're probably not. Except that the whole game started right up there by you somewhere. Started in Scotland, didn't it? That ain't too far from you. Let's see. Scott Roberts, a recent study after No, a recent study has determined that women who carry a little extra weight live longer than the man who mentioned it to them. That part I'm sure of. You got that part down. Scott Roberts, have you ever heard a rumor about yourself and actually wanted to hear more? Like, wow, what did I do next? Scott Roberts, I don't golf, I dumpster dive. Yeah, well, I do that too. Bill Webb, first time I ever hit a golf ball, I went as straight down the fairway as you ever asked for. After that, all downhill. Yeah. David Thorpe, thumbs up. Yeah, my golf career didn't last a long time. I played it for a year and a half or so, or something like that, and I enjoyed it. I did kind of enjoy it, but after they messed with me, and I couldn't ever get comfortable again. I think it was self-conscious, thing that I was trying to look like them, and it just didn't work after that. It just didn't work. If I just did it my natural way, I was just nailing it. But I couldn't get back to my natural way after that for whatever reason. Well, anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. I thank you very much for being here. I'm going to probably relax for a while and then maybe go back out there late this afternoon and start putting some of those 2x6s up that roof. That's assuming it's not raining before I get back out there. We will see you tomorrow with something else. Thank you.